Welcome students, this is Rahul Dev Shukla taking video lecture series on numerical and statistical techniques. In the last video lecture we discussed about measurement of secular trends, and among four methods we discussed about three methods. Now we will move further ahead to discuss the last method of measurement of trends. For discussing previous methods you can go through the links. I have given the links in the description. You can like and subscribe this channel so that more and more content is available of your interest. So let's start now. Okay, as we know, measurement of secular trend can be done by these four methods, and first three methods, freehand curve method, semi-average method and moving average method, we have discussed in the last video lecture. Link is given in the description for these methods. Now today we will discuss about least square method. Now least square method we have already seen in curve fitting and in regression analysis. So again we revise as what is the meaning of least square. In time series analysis this method is most widely used. When this method is applied, a trend line is fitted to the data, as we fit data in curve fitting, okay, to find best fit curve or best fit line to fit in the data. In similar manner we can fit the time series data given in an equation of best fit line. So procedure is same, again we are repeating. So when I am fitting a line using the data given, what are the basic parameters of least square method? The sum of deviations of the actual values of y and computed values of y must be 0. What does it mean? The sum of deviation of actual values of y and computed values of y is 0. Suppose that I have been given any curve that goes like this. Okay. So in terms of x and y axis, for any point corresponding to x0, the actual point lying on the curve is y0. And when I have some equation and there I am putting some value of x and we are getting a value of y as computed, that value may differ in some manner from this given value. So the difference between this computed value and the actual value is known as residual. Okay. Now that residual may be positive or it may be negative, because the actual value may lie above the curve or it may lie below the curve, the computed value. Okay. So least square method says what? If I am taking square of residual, so that's why the y minus yc, y means the actual value and yc means the computed value, it must be 0. And if I am taking square of y minus yc, means square of residual, so that will become positive, always positive. And similarly, if I have x0, x1 xn points and corresponding values are y1, y2 and yn, so these are my actual values, and for every actual value I am finding some residual, and then I am taking square of those residuals. Okay, so that means yi minus yic square. For every value of y, I am taking residual and I am squaring it. Then sum of all square of residuals must be equals to 0. That is the basic principle of least square method. Okay, dear students. Now as we have seen already in curve fitting, suppose that I have been given any time series data and I have to obtain a line of trend using least square method. So we can assume a line of equation as y is equals to a plus bx. Okay, this is going to be my equation of trend line, where a and b are the constant and x is the independent variable, and in time series data always the time is independent variable. So it means if I am taking y is equals to a plus bx as my trend line, x will be the time variable, y will be the other variable relevant data which is given in the time series, and a and b are the constants. And using least square method we have to calculate the values of these constants so that equation of trend line can be obtained. And the least square method says कि if I am taking sum of all the residuals, sum of squares of all the residuals is equals to 0, then the minimum value can be find out if I am going to partially differentiate that data with respect to their constants. So when I will partially differentiate, then I will get these two normal equations. This is by the least square method. And now these normal equations are basically used to calculate the values of a and b. How can we do that? Let's take by example. Now suppose that I have been given some data from 1991 to 1995. And I have been asked, okay, draw a straight line trend and estimate trend value for 1996. I have been given data only for 1991 to 1995, and it is asking me the futuristic production for the year 1986. It means it is asking me to forecast the value. Okay, but before that we can make forecasting or we can predict the values if I have some trend line. So how to obtain that trend line using least square method? Now this is the data given, where year means time is your x variable and production is your y variable. Now to use the normal equations I need some data values, statistical values like sigma x, sigma y, sigma xy, sigma x square, and for obtaining these values I will prepare a table. Now in the table x values are given as time period, but instead of taking actually the years I will be taking relative measurement as x values, because taking 1991 and 1992 as a year complete, the computations will be hectic. So the starting value 1991 I am taking as 1. So what should be the value for 1992? So the difference between 1992 and 1991 is what? 1. And difference is 1, and initial value 1991 is 1. So 1 plus 1 I will get value corresponding to 1992 is 2. Similarly, in the same manner, suppose that I have to calculate a relative value as x value for 1994. So what is the difference between 1994 and 1991? That is 3. And what is the initial value of 1991? Plus 1. So the relative value for 1994 I will get as 4. So these values I will use as my x values. So sigma x I am getting as 15. Y values are given to us. Summing up all the values together I get the value of sigma y. Then I will get a column for xy values. So this is my x value 1, this is my y value 8. So multiply them together, and similarly multiply all the row values together for x and y, and then summing of the column value I will get sigma xy. Similarly I have to get one column for x square. So squaring all x values and then summing up together I get sigma x square. Okay, so this much is required, this much data is required for normal equations. Now dear students, these are the normal equations for the fitting of a straight line. Sigma y is equals to n times a plus b times sigma x. Sigma xy is equals to a times sigma x plus b times sigma x square, where n is the number of observations given. So as we have been given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 observations. So number of n is always what? 5. Sigma y, sigma x, sigma xy, sigma x and sigma x square we have already calculated in the table. So when I will put all these values over here, I will get two equations in the form of a and b as a variable. So these are the two variables when I am putting all values of statistical analysis in these normal equations. Now these two equations can be solved to find the value of a and b. As after solving I am getting value of b is 1.6 and value of a I am getting as 5.2. Now put these values of a and b in the equation of y is equals to a plus bx. So I get a line of trend, best fit line of trend as y is equals to 5.2 plus 1.6 x. So this is my line of trend, equation of line of trend. Now question second part asks you, okay, what will be the production in year 1996? So since this equation I have got after taking the year as a relative value in terms of x. So first I have to calculate the relative value for 1996. So in reference to 1991, what will be value for 1996? So 1996 minus 1991 is 5 and initial value for 1991 is 1. So for 1996 the x value will be what? 6. Now putting 6 in this equation, I am getting the production in year 1996 as 14.8. So dear student, that's how least square method can be used to find line of trend, and once line of trend is obtained, then that line of trend can be used to find the projected data for any future year. Okay, so I think now it is clear to all of you how to use least square method for measurement of trends. Among all four methods, the least square method is most accurate one, and it can be used for long period of time as well as for short span of time. So thank you students. If you liked the video, please subscribe the channel and press the bell button. Thank you.